Use left or right buttons to navigate. Swipe left or right to navigate. With Wayne Rooney set to switch Everton for DC United, Goal takes a look at other high-profile stars who could follow him to the MLS. Getty Images. It wasn't quite the dream return that Wayne Rooney hoped for when he decided to leave the glittering lights of Old Trafford in order to return to boyhood club Everton last summer. Despite the Toffees investing heavily in their squad in the transfer window, results were disappointing. Rooney managed to score only 10 goals as they finished 8th in the league and sacked replacement manager Sam Allardyce. But now, the 32-year-old is reportedly close to a sensational move to MLS side DC United this summer on a 2-year deal, with the Blues ready to part with the former England captain if need be. Rooney would be joining a long list of ex-Premier League stars who decided to play across the pond, such as David Beckham, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard and Ashley Cole. Getty Images. The Spanish striker announced recently that this season is to be his last with Atletico Madrid, but confirmed that he would still continue to play football elsewhere, prompting speculation that he would follow Wayne Rooney to the MLS. It's doubtful that Torres would continue playing in Europe after spells at different clubs in England and Italy with varying levels of success. His form dropped drastically after leaving Liverpool for Chelsea, though he has rediscovered his eye for goal since returning to Atletico in 2015. With this season being his last, he can end it on a high by finally lifting a major honor with his boyhood club through winning the Europa League this evening against Marseille. Getty Images. The former Manchester United star has undergone a relatively lukewarm season at West Ham after failing to live up to the high expectations that surrounded him when he arrived from Bayer Leverkusen last summer. Managing to score just 8 Premier League goals this season, the Mexico international is reportedly unhappy at the London stadium and was keen on a move away from East London in the January transfer window. He may get his wish this summer, however, with DC United interested in the 29-year-old as well. Getty. The former Argentina international moved back to his first club Boca at the start of 2018, after a forgettable albeit lucrative year in China with Shenhua. At 34, however, the forward's powers appear to be on the wane, and he has struggled to make the same impact at the Bombonera than prior to his Chinese adventure. While Tevez has appeared as an option for MLS, he is likely to stay at Boca should they continue in the Copa Libertadores in the second half of 2018. Then, he will have to decide whether to continue his illustrious career in Argentina or the US, or to hang up his boots altogether. Getty Images. Despite agreeing a lifetime contract at Camp Nou last year, the Barcelona talisman announced that he will be leaving the La Liga side at the end of the season, though reiterated that he will not be playing for another European club. This means that there will be no reunion with former manager Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, though there is a possibility that he may be lured to Qatari side Al Sadd to rejoin former midfield partner Xavi. A move to the MLS could be on the cards, but is unlikely as it looks as if the 34-year-old is keen on making the journey to either China or Japan, which would include the bumper pay package. Getty. DC United are making it clear of their bold ambitions ahead of the new MLS season, as they are reportedly interested in signing not only Rooney and Torres but Balotelli as well, among a few other European stars. Mario Balotelli's current contract at Nice is set to expire at the end of the season, and he is expected to leave the club soon after a series of race-related incidents he was the victim of by French fans jeering him. Balotelli is set to receive a ban after stating of his disappointment about feeling as if he was being singled out by League One referees due to his race, and after stating that he is not to return to AC Milan, a move away from Europe into America. is a likely option. Getty Images. Yaya Touré's contract at Manchester City came to end this season after 8 years at the Etihad, and former Chelsea star Frank Lampard has talked up the possibility of the Ivorian moving to the MLS, specifically New York City FC. Lampard himself had a spell with NYCFC, that also involved a stint with Manchester City. As the two are parent clubs, Torres could be in for a move to City's sister club and could bring yet more experience to the side after capping off his career with City perfectly with a final Premier League title win. Getty Images. Cesc Fabregas has been reduced to a midfielder, more in a fringe role under Antonio Conte at Chelsea after memorable spells at Arsenal and Barcelona. Now, with the West London side potentially going under a squad rehaul after finishing disappointingly in 5th place and unable to defend their Premier League title or qualify for the Champions League, as well as questions over the future of Conte, Fabregas could leave Stamford Bridge and start a new chapter elsewhere. The Spaniard previously stated that he would prefer a move to the MLS over China, and could follow former Barcelona teammate David Villa to the North American shores. Getty. After disappointing loan spells at Manchester United and Chelsea, Falcao has been enjoying a rejuvenated spell with Monaco, even earning himself the Ballon d'Or nomination in the process. The 32-year-old had been previously linked to MLS side Columbus Crew 2 years ago but could be in to sign another big-name forward this summer. The Colombian is still in good form and not in the twilight era of his career, and what with the demanding physical nature of the MLS, it could be the peak time for him to ply his trade in North America. Forwards like David Villa, who still have juice in them, have shown they are still able to excel in the MLS, but those in the late stages of their career such as Andrea Pirlo and Steven Gerrard have found it increasingly difficult. Getty. Icarcasia's contract with Porto ended with the most recent season, and the iconic former Spain international conceded that the 0-0 quarter-final fixture against Liverpool was the last Champions League match he would be playing. The 36-year-old is now a free agent and has remained tight-lipped about what's next in his career, and has not stated of any plans of retiring from the beautiful game. The goalkeeper has been linked to MLS side Chicago Fire alongside former Spain teammate Torres. Real Betis left-back Andres Guardado has been linked with the move to the MLS this summer after the World Cup, though recently stated that he is keen to play at least one more season in La Liga. That could change, however, after a string of inconsistent performances in Spain, and the 31-year-old could be headed across the Atlantic sooner than later. Getty Images. Werder Bremen midfielders Zlatko Junazovic is expected to join the MLS on a free transfer this summer once his contract is up. Orlando City has been mentioned as the primary destination for the Austrian, though reports claim that there are other MLS teams interested in the 30-year-old. A free-kick specialist, he has enjoyed spells at the likes of Austrian clubs Carnton and Wien before a 6-year stint in the Bundesliga, most recently finishing 11th in the table. Getty. Former Spain international Diego Capel has already been training with MLS side Seattle Sounders over the past several weeks. The 30-year-old will rejuvenate a squad racked with injuries with his technical ability and experience, as well as providing much-needed depth as a winger. Seskimfoto.com. The Turkish club and MLS side Toronto FC have reportedly made contact about the 33-year-old, though are still yet to hash out permanent talks of a deal. The winger spent the last season with Fenerbahce, scoring 6 goals, after several spells at the likes of Lyon, Dynamo Moscow and Marseille.